I'm King Koopa. Welcome back to the Koopa Show. Today, we're going to talk about this movie. I've mentioned it multiple times. I do like it. I like it quite a bit. And here we have 2025's Captain America Brave New World. It's the fourth Captain America movie. It follows up on the events of 2021's The Eternals and also 2008's The Incredible Hulk. And since it's obviously the fourth Captain America movie, it also follows the events of the three previous Captain America movies. It's all connected. Really quick, before we get started, I wanted to give a breakdown on a material that's in the MCU called vibranium. And it's a material that Captain America's round shield is made of. It's mixed with other elements. It's not all vibranium, but it's mostly vibranium. It's appeared in multiple different movies from the MCU, and it's always portrayed the same. It's a type of metal that, when manipulated, can be woven into fabrics and sort of stuff. And when you have a material made of vibranium, in whole or in part, vibranium absorbs kinetic energy, right? And then when you use a mechanism that's attached to it with a power source, then you can make like a concussive explosion. You can make it go all the way out, or you can concentrate it into a gun. You see how Shuri's holding a gun? Yeah, those are vibranium guns. And yes, they are cat guns. No, I will not be taking any questions about that. It exists. To wrap up this primer, and also to execute the point of me bringing up vibranium, is Captain America in this movie is portrayed by Sam Wilson. He was given the shield in Avengers Endgame by Steve Rogers, the original Captain America. Steve gave him the shield because he felt Sam characterized the ideals of what being Captain America meant to him. And you can be a proud American without being proud of everything America does. They are not mutually exclusive, okay? Because, like most nations, there's good and bad, and the bad is really, really bad, okay? Sam's wings were made by the Wakandans as a gift to America for their help in the situation with Namor? Yeah, the guy from Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2. And also to Sam personally because of all the help that he provided the Wakandans during the Infinity War events. And also just in general. Like, he had a good rapport with them in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now on to his flight helmet, which literally is just for upper atmosphere flight to give him oxygen. Okay, that's it. It's not an Ant-Man helmet. It's not. Now, after all that preamble, let's get on to the movie. The movie starts out with a new president, President Ross. And the platform President Ross ran on was Together. Brief aside, I hope I won't do this too many times during this review, but it's kind of necessary when we're talking about one of the later MCU projects. In the MCU, the Earth is an egg, right? And this giant dude started to hatch during the Eternals movie, but he couldn't finish. And because he couldn't finish hatching, he turned into an adamantium source. It's like the top of his head and his hand is sticking out of the Indian Ocean. And it's made of adamantium. And we see all this on the news, kind of. And also on the news, we see skepticism about President Ross. And that Sam is popular at the local hangout. Ross is blamed for the Hulk's shenanigans in the Incredible Hulk movie, and let's be real, yes. He is the catalyst for all of the events of the plot in that movie. Another thing that's important to remember is that the MCU is not the comics. The MCU has been going on for 17 years at the time of recording this video. And honestly, I like to see that the switching of the dance partners that they do, you know what I'm saying, in this movie. We'll get to it. You'll see. 5 months after President Ross is made president, I guess his inauguration or whatever, 5 months after that, we're in Mexico, right? We see Captain America flying through the air on his wings, made of vibranium. And then Yoquain, Yoquain, Okay, look, this name is hard for me to say, and since he's going to be Falcon very shortly in this movie, I'm just going to call him Falcon so that I don't keep saying a man's name wrong, okay? So just know that when I say Falcon, I'm talking about this guy, Joaquin, okay? Falcon is on the comms. Sidewinder, and this guy is Gus Fring. He stole a package, right, from the Japanese government. And Cap is here to get it back. When he lands, he fights the bad guys. And then at the same time, Sidewinder gets a call. And he sends bad guys on bikes. He sends them away, like trying to escape with the package. And then Falcon, he puts on a wingsuit and he goes after the bike dudes. And then as Cap gets in there, he starts to fight a big guy. This big old dude, right? This big dude attacks him. His Sidewinder escapes. And we see that Falcon is rather corny. It's Dunphy! Ross' position at his wife's grave. But he's given good news. The Japanese government is willing to meet with him after the situation where their package was stolen. Cap and Dunphy find the whole thing rather suspicious. From here, we're back in Washington, D.C. The MCU version of Washington, D.C., okay? It's not the same thing. And we go meet Isaiah Bradley. He's from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and in the 50s, he was actually the second Captain America after the original was, he was turned into an ice capsicle, as Tony Stark called him. After they turned him into the Cap, he disobeyed an order and went to go rescue a squad, and then after that, they used that to court-martial him and then lock him in prison for like 35 years, something like that, and then, well, they did experiments on him, and it was really, really rude. And this movie touches on some themes of race relations in America and being black in America. And honestly, that's not for me to discuss. I'm not qualified to discuss it. I find it interesting, but I'm not qualified, and me discussing it would take away from the discussion itself because I'm here to talk about the movie as a movie. I just felt it important to bring it up that this movie has some heavy themes to it, but it adds weight to the plot of the movie. Okay, we got Team Cap, right? That means Cap, Falcon, and Isaiah Bradley. They're invited to a big fancy party, right, at the White House. There is much excitement to be had, and we meet Ruth, who is this tiny woman, and we also meet Cap's friend. She is Ross's doctor. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if she's his doctor because she's referred to as doctor or just like one of his Secret Service guards, like his main Secret Service. I'm not sure, really. I'm not. But it ultimately doesn't matter. And the point of this party at the White House is the Celestial Island World Summit. And while Ross is talking about adamantium and stuff, like he's talking about Celestial Island, what it's made of, what they found, and how the world can come together and make Wolverines in every country. No. Yeah, okay, look. Adamantium is the stuff that Wolverine's claws are made out of, and it's the stuff that's fused to his entire skeleton, alright? All of a sudden, this corny song plays. It's like a corny song, right? And then several dudes, including Isaiah, they appear to, like, activate, and they all try to kill Ross. All of them except Isaiah are captured, and Ross is not injured, while Isaiah takes off towards the National Mall. Like with the monument and the big pond or whatever. He's arrested as Sam tells him what happened, and he doesn't remember any of it. He remembers being in the room, and then he remembers right now. Now, during this whole sequence, I want to point out this movie is really good at framing, right? Like, putting the camera in the right place to be impactful emotionally, and it's good. It's good stuff. I think this movie is well shot. There's some dodgy bits, but we'll get to that. Cap meets Ross again, and he begins an investigation into what happened to his buddy Isaiah. Because he knows that isn't right. Ruth also investigates brainwashing. They notice on the cameras that Isaiah's phone flashes, and all the other guys who were captured, their phones flash in their face while the corny song played. Ross, he has the absolute nerve to roast Sam for not being Steve Rogers. Well, let me tell you something, Thunderbolt Ross. Your solution to problems has traditionally been to use brute force and not listen to anybody even when they're right. So, Ross sucks? Yes, Ross does suck. After Captain America leaves the room, Ross takes a little heart pill. It seems plot relevant. Cap then goes to meet Isaiah in jail, and he promises he'll get him out.
You asked for me. Here I am.
Sam then asks Isaiah what he remembers. And he said he only remembers a corny song and his phone whacking out. We then see Ross get on the phone, and he makes a call to check on the prisoner. Then, as Sam's driving away, oh my goodness, Sidewinder. He came out of nowhere with a rocket launcher. Oh my goodness. Oh man, knives and axes and stuff. Why does he have an axe? I don't care. This is awesome. This movie is rad. This movie rocks. You should watch this movie. Anyway, Captain America, he beats up Sidewinder in an epic fight. It's pretty dang cool. And then Sidewinder gets a phone call. And Sam answers it, and he talks to a guy that talks like this. It's really weird. We then see that Ross is on a video call with the Prime Minister of France and India, and they're losing confidence in his ability to bring people together. Continuing on, Captain America and Falcon discuss the previous events. We learned that Ruth was in the Black Widow program, and that we need to go to West Virginia because that's where the signal that was doing the mind control stuff in the corny song is where it's coming from. Ross is going to Celestial Island, and then back to the prison where Isaiah is being kept. We see Ruth. She was monitoring things, and then we see an officer is brainwashed, and he actually murderlates all the attackers from the White House earlier, the attempted assassins, and then he murderlates himself. Ross wants Cap found and brought in. He wants him brought in. I guess he wants to arrest Captain America, and he gets a call from the prisoner. Apparently the prisoner was locked up by Ross for 16 years, and he's not a fan of this situation because he feels he was wrongly imprisoned, but we'll get into this guy very shortly. So Ross hangs up the phone, and then he calls Ruth to go to the prison in West Virginia to check. It's called Camp Echo 1. Now back with Team Cap, they get to the prison. They get to Camp Echo 1. They go down, they take an elevator down, and they find the prison cell. But it has science stuff in it, like a science lab. Bunch of bad guys show up with the leader. This is the prisoner, the leader. His brain's sticking out of his head, and it looks super gross. His eyes glow green because he was irradiated with Hulk's blood in the events of the Incredible Hulk movie. And I mentioned that Ross was the catalyst and the driving force for the events of the plot in that movie. Well, this guy, he's almost equally responsible. And the fact that Hulk's blood drips into his brain is actually also directly his fault for having it. He shouldn't have had it. We then see Ross at Celestial Island on a boat, he's there with the Navy. And he talks to Ozaki on the phone, who accuses him of stealing the package in Mexico to make him look magnanimous in returning it. And here we get Stern's position. Okay, back to the movie. The leader escapes, and there's a cool fight scene. We learn that Ross is willing to let Isaiah die, knowing he was mind-controlled by the leader. After they get out of the cell, they gotta fight more bad guys, and Ruth shows up, and she shows off her widow abilities, which is basically just doing head scissor takedowns and hurricane ranas and stuff. And the FBI is sent to arrest Team Cap, and when they're out there by their truck or whatever, the corny music starts playing, and there's another fight. Now Ross, he gets overwhelmed because remember the science lab I mentioned in Stearns' jail cell? Well, he was making those little heart pills. He's making those little pills that Ross was taking for his heart, I guess. And I guess that Ross, he's not nearly as smart as he thought he was, you know what I'm saying? Well, he gets overwhelmed by his two guys telling him two different things. He kind of crashes out and he punches the table. And then he's like, well, we're not going to leave here with nothing. If only one country's going to have it, it's going to be us. Dunphy! Alright, we're in Norfolk, Virginia now. We see Cap's unit and we discover that they're basically like to Captain America what the 501st Legion is to Darth Vader. Like, they're his personal unit assigned to him by the government, or they're loyal to Captain America. I'm not really clear on that, but the important takeaway is that they serve as his personal army unit. Like, he can call them for backup personally. He asks Dunphy about the corny song. It's mind control. It's for mind control. We know that, but they don't. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but when you're investigating, you have to prove things. Otherwise, you're just going on theories. And this is actually where Sidewinder is being held. And then Cap talks to Sidewinder about the leader's plan, which is to make Ross angry and attack Japan. To be more specific, to attack their ships that are around Celestial Island, okay? The leader shows up at the Admiral's house and murderlates him and his wife, and then takes his phone to call Ross. And then we see Celestial Island in the ocean. As I've mentioned before, it's a big dude's head and hand, like sticking up out of the water, and it's made of adamantium. Ross, well, he's there with Carrier Group 5, and he's trying to use some of that old classic gunboat diplomacy to claim the big dead dude that's made of adamantium. Cap and Falcon fly to Ross's boat, and when they land, I'm going to point this out. This looks terrible. Like, this is the worst effects in the movie. Like, it looks really bad. They did not composite them correctly into the shot, and you can clearly tell where the outline is, and it looks bad. When I see a mistake like that, I gotta call it out, because I do love this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like this movie quite a bit. In the boat, Ross is wearing a headset, and he gets a call from the leader on the Admiral guy's phone that he just killed. The leader starts teasing Ross and being very rude. And I didn't think that it was very nice of the leader. Well, first of all, to be killing people, and then to be very rude on the phone on top of that. That's bullying. Like, that's murder and bullying. Can you believe this guy? Ugh. Well, we're not going to be rude and say what his head looks like, are we? No, we're not, because we're cultured Koopas. We can think it, though, because he's gross. And during this bullying session, Ruth is trying to talk to Ross, and he crashes out on her. And Cap tells Ross that it was the leader, and mind control was his method. Two jets from the aircraft carrier that are flying around in the air, right? They hear the corny song, and they go rogue and start attacking the Japanese ships, like shooting missiles at them. And this is a pretty cool sequence, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty action-packed and fast-paced. It's good. And during the course of the events of missiles being launched and Captain America and Falcon flying around taking out the missiles, Falcon is injured and falls into the water. Ross, he has a problem. And that's because Stearns, the leader, he took the entire blame for the Hulk movie. Which is kind of true. But the acting is really solid here. After they pulled Falcon out of the water, they took him to the hospital, right? In the hospital, Sam's looking in the window, watching them fix it. He's like burnt really bad. He's hurt. He's injured, gravely injured. And he's not really that great. Like, he's not doing great. Bucky walks in, and in my opinion, it's scenes like this that make the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's what make it work for me, okay? We see these different projects connected, and in this emotional way, but like the emotion is in the movie, even if you haven't watched all the other programs, you kind of get it because the acting is good. But basically, Sam feels unworthy to be Captain America due to the failure of, well, it wasn't even a failure. He just was unable to save his friend from being injured. And Falcon knew the risks when he put the wings on, and he doesn't have vibranium wings. He has like just, I don't know, like titanium or something. I'm not sure. It's not relevant. He knew the risks, and he still went up. So Bucky reminds Sam why Steve chose him and why he agrees with that decision. And then they look up at the TV on the news and they see that Isaiah still hemmed up for earlier. Dunphy! Dunphy is finished analyzing the pills from earlier that the president was taking, and he learns that they're actually gamma pills. And then the leader kills Dunphy. Bye, Dunphy. Thank you. Bye. Captain America was able to resolve the issues involving the diplomatic situation in the Indian Ocean around Celestial Island, right? And after that resolution, they're all back in DC, including Ross and his entourage. Now, Taylor, Sam's friend lady, Agent Taylor or Dr. Taylor, I'm still not clear. I'm not clear what her position is. If she's the doctor, I'm not sure. It's not relevant. She tells Ross that his speech is ready. And before he goes out, he calls Betty, and she answers. That's nice. That's nice. Ross missed his daughter, because, like, I mean, it's his daughter. He missed her. And he said that he's changed. He said that he's changed. I don't know, dude. You kept him locked up in prison for a long time and didn't take responsibility for your role in the events. But okay, dude. Here at the press conference, Ross, he says everything is totally cool and chill and fine and stuff, okay? Like, everything is fine and you don't need to worry about it. In fact, why are you still asking questions? Captain America, he's like sitting on a bench, and then the leader walks up. But it's a trick. I don't know why I wrote that in the script. I don't know. It's not a trick. The leader confesses that he killed Dunphy because he's a jerk and he's arrested, and then he snitches on Ross. Like, he plays an audio recording over the mic system that Ross is connected to of his voice, explaining how he was wrongfully imprisoned for 16 years. Ross is trying to explain himself, and everyone's telling him that he's got to go, and then it's time, Koopas. Hulkason Ford, let's go! Immediately, Red Hulk gets a shield to the face. This movie is rad. All right. And then he does the Hulk smash clap wave thing and smashes the White House. This movie has really good effects. Like, the effects look really good at this part. I mentioned where they look bad before, but no, they don't look bad here. Let me tell you, they look fantastic. And Sam's use of his shield and wing combo is top tier. This is top tier entertainment right here. Like, okay, I understand people's complaints of wanting to see Red Hulk fight Green Hulk, but I'm gonna be real with you right now. That just seems like a Christmas special to me. Of two CG blobs mashing each other. Like, I don't want to see that. This is cool. Like, Sam is a counselor first. He was a counselor, and his plan is to either calm down Red Hulk or he's gonna get squished. During the fight, Red Hulk keeps smashing into the wings, and as discussed before about vibranium, kinetic energy absorbed by vibranium starts to overcharge it, and then you can use a device or some sort of power source to redirect the energy that is absorbed in a powerful concussive wave.
Come and get me!
During the fight, we see all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, really, truly, really, you should watch the movie. Like, it's good. Watch the movie. Red Hulk rips off one of Captain America's wings and then throws him. And then when he goes to jump at him again, Sam uses the remaining wing and all the stored up kinetic energy inside of the wing, because I guess it was dissipated from the other wing. I'm not sure about that. But he stabs him with the wing and concentrates all the kinetic energy that was built up into the point where he stabs him with the wing. It explodes and it sends cars flying and stuff. It's pretty cool. Red Hulk gets back up though, because he's Red Hulk. Bro needs to chill. And then Sam talks to him again. Sam is able to talk down Red Hulk, and he turns back into a shirtless 80-something-year-old Harrison Ford. Yeah. Isaiah is released from prison. His name is cleared, and we see that Falcon is okay, even though he's got scars and stuff. He's okay, though. But Sam fought a Hulk, and he needs a nap. And to wrap things up, Sam visits Ross in prison at the raft, and then Betty visits Ross, and then Sam visits Stearns, who says something like they're coming, they're all coming. You gotta watch out. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for watching King Koopa's review. That's me. Thanks for watching my review of Captain America: Brave New World. Again, I enjoy this movie quite a lot. I had fun with it, and I think if you give it a chance, you will also enjoy it. The sequence with the Red Hulk, while short, it serves an extremely powerful purpose. It makes Hulk scary again. Like, to be around a Hulk would be terrifying because they're big and they're mad. Well, let me know in the comments what movie you'd like to see me review next. My next review I'm working on is for a horror movie called The Woman in the Yard. Remember, Koopas, be kind to people you have no reason to be kind to. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I want you to have a nice day.